what's going on. And right now, I'm going to go ahead and go through a little less of a deep dive, but I'm going to go into my division rivals classes, the NFC West draft class. I'm going to go like further in depth than I did before. I already did a draft grades video, but I just want to talk about the NFC West a little bit because this is the 49ers division rivals, and I just want to talk about them. So, start with the Arizona Cardinals here. They drafted Isaiah Simmons in the first round. Now, when they first made this pick, it was on my mind. I thought they would take Jedrick Wills, who is an elite pass blocking tackle to have, and I was thinking they'd pick him and put Kyler Murray. But I did have this in the back of my mind when the Carolina was on the clock. I was really hoping they would go Isaiah Simmons, because if you had a choice of going with Isaiah Simmons or Derrick Brown to play against, I'd much rather play against Derrick Brown or even Jedrick Wills, because we have elite pass rushers in the 49ers organization. But Isaiah Simmons is the one guy I didn't want to see. I think he has the best chance out of like any player in the NFL, so maybe like Derwin James or something, or Jamal Adams maybe. Those guys, those two and Isaiah Simmons, they are the best players to try to cover George Kittle. And of course the Cardinals end up with Simmons. And I think Simmons is going to end up being obviously going to be an elite player. I think Kittle will still be able to beat him, but he's great at everything. He can do literally anything. He can cover, he can do it in man, he can do it in zone, he can make plays in the run game, of course. He's big, he's 6'4", 130 pounds. He's extremely fast. He can run a 4.38 at the 40-yard dash, and I have seen reports about him. I think they're playing him a linebacker. I think it's dumb. Play him a strong safety. And you can bring him in the box sometimes if you want. Play him a slot corner if you want. Play him a strong safety. If you play him a strong safety, you can really play either of those spots. If you just list him as strong safety, he can play strong safety. But you can also, if you're playing cover 3, you can bring him down to the nickel spot at corner, or you can bring him down to sub linebacker's position if you want. If you just play him a strong safety, that really just makes it a lot easier to just flex him out. If you list him at linebacker, it's really hard for him to play anywhere else. Only Vance Joseph can mess this shit up, I swear. But Simmons, everybody knows about him. He's elite. And don't forget, he can rush the passer. He's basically Derwin James. That's the comparison for Isaiah Simmons. If you had to pick any comparison for Isaiah Simmons, it's definitely Derwin James. And just Simmons, he's perfect. He's the perfect prospect. And he might not be Chase Young. He might not be the best player in this class necessarily, but I think he is the best player in this class. I think he's better than Chase Young. That's a hot take right there. I think he'll end up being better than Chase Young, or better impact at least. So that's Isaiah Simmons. He's going to be a big help to that Cardinals defense that's really lacking. They need a lot of help on that defense. Again, against Isaiah Simmons, it's a fucking amazing start from him. And then they got Josh Jones next in the third round. And again, when they were on the clock, I was hoping, I was praying, I was saying, don't take Josh Jones. But of course, they're smart, so they don't pass up on Josh Jones. Now, Josh Jones, he was a superstar. I'm just going to say a superstar for the Houston Cougars. The Cougars I don't know if they're still do this. I know at some point at least they were an air raid type offense. I think they're still a really good pass-based offense. They got Derek King, their quarterback, if I remember correctly. But Jones, he's a fantastic pass protector. Did I say that right? I have no idea. But that's exactly what Arizona needed. They have DJ Humphries and Marcus Gilbert. I know that Gilbert came from the Steelers. I think he was more of just a power run blocker for Le'Veon Bell. And I know they obviously throw it all out with the Big Ben being back there, having Antonio Brown, Martinez Bryant, if he was on the team, or Juju, or whoever held number 2 receiver. Who are other guys are there? Mental Sanders there at some point. Marcus Wheaton, maybe. I don't know. But whoever Steelers offense with Marcus Gilbert, I think he was more of just like a run blocking type, or at least a run blocker than pass blocker. And DJ Humphries, he's also more I think he actually should probably play guard. I don't even know if he should play guard, but I think he's better at run blocker as well than pass blocker, a lot better as a run blocker. I know he got hurt, I'm pretty sure, last year. So I guess I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he got hurt last year. But I know Josh Jones, he's an elite pass protector. He will be a fantastic pass blocker for Kyler Murray. And if you play him on the blind side, which I believe they are doing a left tackle. You can play right tackle, it doesn't really matter. He's good. He's going to be good either way. But having Josh Jones as a pass blocking tackle for Arizona is huge. That's one of their biggest needs, and they filled it, and it looked like a huge steal. I already talked about this in my steals video. Josh Jones, a major steal, and he's great body control, he's amazing. He's not going to be a fantastic run blocker, but he's going to be an elite pass protector, and it's just not going to have fun. And although I think we can still beat him in the 49ers game with Bosa for blah, 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 I just think that having Josh Jones, like having a elite pass blocker like that is just too good to be true. Now, we'll talk about their 2 4th-round picks. They're both defensive tackles with complete opposite skill sets. First is Leki Fotu, a nose tackle from Utah. I think this was early for this guy. With them picking a Shark Lawrence later in the same exact round, it makes more sense. But anyways, Fotu here, he's just a pure run stopper. He makes plays in the run game. He's 330 pounds. He's 6'5", which is actually pretty tall, which is taller than I expected. They'd be around 6'1", but he's not going to be a good pass rusher at all. He's going to just be a pure run stopper. That's all he's there for. Clog the middle, eat on those blocks, and that's it. That's all he is. Just a big nose tackle pretty much. But then they took a Sharp Lawrence later in that round, and he is much more of a pass rusher. He's not really that great. I don't think either of these guys are really like amazing defensive tackles, but I think Lawrence is the best for a pass rusher. And, like at 6'2", 308, he's obviously going to be a better pass rusher just because of the size differential and him actually just being more mobile with him being less heavy. But he's still going to be a decent run stopper. I say decent way too much. I really need to stop. But he's going to be a good run stopper. Or he'll be an okay run stopper, I think is the best thing to say. And he's just going to be a decent pass rusher. I can't stop. But he's good size. Or not good size. He has good like athleticism. He's obviously not like a top tier interior defensive lineman. But the Cardinals did have needs at interior defensive linemen. It's one of their biggest needs. They did need a run stopper. They got one of Fotu, and then they just get a pass rusher to put alongside him. And obviously the Cardinals had struggles on the interior defensive lines of recent years, and like with Robert McDavici, guys like that. They have Chandler Jones, of course, on the edge. I don't remember who else they have, but I'll probably do an in-depth look at the Cardinals roster at some point, and the Seahawks and the Rams. But anyways, yeah. So those are the 2 defense tackles they select. They're both pretty good, or they're not really that great, but they've complement each other extremely well. And then next they got Evan Weaver, and this is just a run-stopping linebacker, 6'2", 237, and just another run stopper pretty much. He's not really that fast. He's nothing special at all. He's a 6th-round pick, so you don't really expect anything to be special in the 6th round usually. But he's good IQ. He's a smart guy. He's a good run stopper, and that's just it. There's not much to really say about Evan Weaver. And like, I really don't know what else to say. He's a run stopper, and he's gonna be smart. He has it between the head. He just have the athleticism or the coverage ability to ever be like a star linebacker. He'll be a decent guy to play in rotation. He'll probably be a good special team player, but he's just good effort, high effort guy. He's a run stopper. You can't go too in depth with Evan Weaver because there's not much to say about him. But I can go in depth with Eno Benjamin, although I already did like 3 times, so maybe I'm not going to go in depth with Eno. But what the fuck? That just went to a different website. There we go. But Eno Benjamin, of course, in the 7th round, he was technically my top steal in this draft class. I don't necessarily believe he was number 1 steal, but based on draft position, he was technically the best steal. But Eno Benjamin, as I've said at least 95,000 times, I was watching that youth tape. This guy popped off the tape to me. And I think he should have been a 4th-round pick. I think he should have gone ahead of guys like, I'm not going to say any names, but I think he should have been picked way, way higher than he should have. or way higher than he was. And I talked about him way too much. So I'm just going to keep it short, but he's fast. He's good athleticism. He can make catches on the backfield. And he's decent power for being a 5'9" running back. Obviously, and of course, he has fumble issues, which is the reason he fell. And like drop issues, same thing pretty much, just fumbling. He has the issues there. That's the reason he fell. But I think it's the potential to be a star running back. And I'm not looking forward to playing against Eno Benjamin or Josh Jones or Isaiah Simmons. Those are all just really, 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 really good players. And the Cardinals, they really had a huge draft class here. And I just want to go further in depth into these classes. Like, I know I did the draft grades video, but that was kind of like first impact. It was immediately like, okay, what do I think? It's like straight off the bat. I even made some changes to my grades. Like, if you read the descriptions of those, I made some changes to the grades already. And I'm not going to give any grades to this video because that's not the point of it, but just know that the Cardinals, they had one of the best drafts. And I think they really made their team a lot better. The only pick I don't think is going to make a big impact is Evan Weaver. I think the rest of their picks will make huge impacts. And I think a lot of these guys, like Simmons, Jones, even Fotu, and even Lawrence, I think those guys are like built to like help stop like 49ers. Simmons, of course, does help stop Kittle and help stop those plays over the middle where you make big rack plays. Josh Jones helps stop Nick Bosa or D4 or side plays. Rashard Lawrence or Lucky Fotu to help stop the run but we never really run up the middle. So Rashard Lawrence being a speedier player to play on the inside, be a better run stopper there on the outside. Then Benjamin, of course, in the 7th round, he's just gonna be a good running back to have as like a backup, or he might even become a starter at some point. Just everything the Cardinals did, just really good, and it's gonna help stop the 49ers. That's what I think. And that's not the right team. This is the right team. Now we're going to the Los Angeles Rams. And now they had more picks than I thought they did. But they took Cam Akers. They didn't have a first-round pick because they traded for Jalen Ramsey. Actually, I didn't talk about any of the Cardinals trades, but I don't know much of these. But I do know the Rams traded their first-rounder for Jalen Ramsey, which is going to end up, I think it's going to end up hurting them in the end because they pay so much money to Jared Goff. They pay so much money to like Brandon Cooks, even though he's off the team. And Todd Gurley, who's off the team. They pay so much to Aaron Donald, and their Robert Woods contract, Cooper Kupp contracts coming up. They have so many contracts to pay out, and it's rough there for them. If they end up paying Jalen Ramsey, they're gonna be probably in debt because there's no way you can afford to pay Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Jared Goff, and still have dead money from Todd Gurley and. Even Clay Matthews has dead money that I think he's literally filing a claim for it right now. You have to pay Brandon Cooks still, I believe. It's just rough. The Rams cap situation is terrible. And I think those first-round picks, they gave up 2 for Jalen Ramsey. That's an L. That's a big L. But now, let's get into their draft. They took Cam Akers in the 2nd round from Florida State. And I don't like this pick. I think there's number one. I think there's better running backs on the board. Number 2, I don't think you spend your first pick in a draft on a running back. They made up for it by making good picks later. But Cam Akers, he's from Florida State. He has a huge name coming out of high school, and I just don't. He never really did anything too amazing at Florida or Florida State, not Florida. Great, now everybody's gonna get mad at me because I actually said Florida, but. He was okay. He had some he played well. He's good. He has ability. He obviously has it in him, but you just don't really see it. I just don't see it. He's okay in speed. That's about it. He has good speed, and he's 5'10", 217. He's decent size for a running back. He's good speed in the position, but. He's just mediocre in every other aspect of his game. I don't think he makes people miss that great. He's not a top level receiving back. He isn't someone who's going to just power through you. I think he's really, really mediocre as a running back. I think he could, if you picked Anthony McFarland here, I'd rather have just wait and take an Eno Benjamin like the 4th round. that would have been a better pick than taking Cam Akers this early. I don't like the pick. I don't like the fit either, really. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't think that Cam Akers was the best pick for the Rams in this situation, especially with them having a lot of needs that they're going to have to fix. And this next pick is a very good pick that'll fill their needs. Van Jefferson. I think this is a much better pick than the Cam Akers pick. Jefferson obviously has injury questions, which is a big problem, and I might have just waited to take this guy later because this is technically a risk. But with the getting rid of Brandon Cooks and with Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, and contracts coming up, getting Van Jefferson, who is a great receiver, he's a fantastic player from Florida. This guy's actually from Florida. See, this is why I got confused because Florida State and Florida are living right next to each other. Jesus. But getting Van Jefferson is a very big W. And this is the pick they got for Brandon Cooks, by the way. Brandon Cooks, deep threat, but he gets hurt a lot. He's inconsistent. He gets traded with so much. I don't know why the Texans even traded for him in the first place, honestly. But this is a good replacement. Or he's not really the same player in any aspect of his game. But Van Jefferson, great route runner. He has good size. He can beat press coverage. Or he has good release, pretty much. And he has great hands. And the problem with him, he's not like. Basically, he's just not a deep threat. He's not like 99. He's not going to beat Brandon Cooks fast, but he'll be an extremely similar to Robert Woods. Or if they can't afford Robert Woods anymore, they have Van Jefferson now. But the thing is, if he can't stay healthy, then this is a bad pick because if he can't stay healthy, he can't stay healthy. The Rams took a lot of risk in this draft, which I don't think you can afford to take if you're the Rams because you already have this team that's going to fall apart in like 2 weeks. This is falling apart in front of our eyes already. And if you're going to take risks on guys who are injury prone, then it might, I don't know if that's worth it in this year's class. I think this year they had to take more safer picks, but I mean, bang for your buck, I guess, but I just don't think it was the best draft for the Rams to do that. But I do like Van Jefferson. Also, their next pick, Terrell Lewis, was a similar situation. Obviously, they're completely different positions, completely different players, but Lewis, he got hurt a lot. He missed like tons of seasons at Alabama. He's obviously a very good player, good pass rusher, great speed, athleticism. He comes from Alabama. He's gonna have elite athleticism, or else he wouldn't be at Alabama. He'd be at, I don't know, TCU. He'd be at maybe, what are they called? I don't remember what they're called. Oh, Group of 5 schools, I think it's called. But he'd be at one of those lower quality schools. No, he's at Alabama for a reason. And he's going to be a great player when he plays, but how often is he going to play? I just don't think the Rams are in the position to take risks early on in the draft. Now, if these guys pan out, like Jefferson and Lewis, if they stay healthy, they pan out, that's good. If Cam Akers is able to just break out and start actually, I think, just play better and make guys miss more often, then there you go. But I think all three of these picks are really big risks. And if they don't, even if like one of them works out and two don't, that's still an L. If two of them work out and one doesn't, that's better. I obviously want all three to work out. But I just don't know if it's worth it to take these risks when you're in the Rams situation. Now, I'll talk a little more about Lewis. He's good. He's a great pass rusher. We went over that. But he can also play he can play run as well. He's gonna be a good player. It's just if he stays on the field or not. And we'll see if he's able to. I'm rooting for. Well, actually, no, I'm not rooting for him. Actually, I'm not rooting for him at all. Because I'm a 49ers fan, but I just don't know if it was worth it for the Rams situation. Next, they took Terrell Burgess. I just don't like the pick in general. There's not much he's okay. It's just okay. I think he could have gone better players in this situation, or at least trade down or something. He could play high safety, or he could play in the slot. I just don't think he's fast enough. He's okay. He's a good run defender. He's not gonna make many plays. I don't think he's that fast. I don't think he's that great in coverage. I think he's a better run stopper than anything. And I just don't think the Rams really needed this guy. I know John Johnson's contract, I believe, is expired, so maybe they end up replacing John Johnson with this guy. But I just don't know if Burgess is the best pick in this situation. I would have gone elsewhere if I was the Rams. And I was looking back at this draft. If these early picks if they don't stay healthy, this is a really bad draft in my opinion. They did pick a player I liked in the 4th round. They got Bryson Hopkins from Purdue. He's not great right now. There's a high chance that he won't be great, but he's very athletic. He's good at speed. He's good, like just size. He gets open, but he drops a lot of passes. And he's not obviously a terrible blocker. He's not going to block. He has highlight plays, but he's like Kendrick Bourne in the sense that he can make big plays, but he high drop rate. And I don't know if Bryson Hopkins will ever be over like Tyler Higbee or Gerald Everett or anyone like that. He's going to develop on those guys. He might end up replacing like an Everett or a Higbee because the Rams are cap starved. But we'll see if Hopkins is able to develop. I wish he went somewhere else where there's like a real chance for him to develop, because Higbee and Everett are like veteran star tight ends to develop on. I think Hopkins could have had a better situation, but we'll see how that works out. I like Hopkins as a project. He has a chance to be a star. And we'll see if the Rams could do that for him. Next, they took another safety, Jordan Fuller. I actually think this is a better pick than the Burgess pick earlier. I think Fuller might end up being even better as a player. He's from Ohio State. He's good. He's 6'2", 203 at safety, which is extremely impressive. He has decent speed. He's good. He's a better playmaker. He's not really that. He's a good run defender as well. He's not best in coverage, but I think his upside is better than Terrell Burgess is, in my opinion. I don't think he's a better player right now, but I think it's a better pick. I think it's a better upside. And if you're going to take Jordan Fuller in the 6th round, why take Terrell Burgess in the 3rd? It doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't add up. But Fuller, I think he'll be decent. Then these next few picks are very similar. Clay Johnson here, he's more of like a similar player like a Quan Alexander, Dre Greenlaw, or Fred Warner from the Niners. He's undersized, decent. He's not really that fast though. I don't think he's as fast as them. He's going to be a decent run stopper. He's going to be a special teams player probably, most likely. Nothing else. I don't have much faith in Clay Johnson becoming a new starting linebacker for the Los Angeles Rams. And then they drafted a kicker. I don't even talk about it. And then they drafted a Tremaine Antrim from Clemson, guard, and Antrim. They did have offensive line was a huge need for them. I don't think they did enough to fix that. I think if you took like an offensive line instead of Burgess, or if you took like Muti in the 5th round, who did they pick? 5th round. Okay, they didn't have the front pick, but even if you took like Muti over Hopkins, or if you just took Hopkins even in the 3rd, I would have been fine with that even. And then you just take Moody in the 4th, or if you just didn't trade up for Hopkins. There's a lot of ways they could have done this draft better, but Ankrum, I don't think he's going to be that great in the NFL. He's a decent athlete, but I don't think he's going to have to develop. We'll see how he develops. I don't know if he's going to be that great. He's from Clemson, so he has that experience playing against good competition. He played at tackle, but he's going to be a guard. He's playing new position. I just don't think that'll work out. This Rams draft, actually a lot less impressed by it now that I'm looking at it in a deeper way. But if Thad Jefferson, Terrell Lewis turn out to be big hits, then that makes the draft a lot better, or Cam Akers as well. But we'll see how that ends up going for him. I don't have much faith in that class anymore. And this is another class that I don't really like, Seattle's draft class. They had a couple good picks, but for the most part, I don't really like this draft. And of course, this all starts with Jordan Brooks in the 1st round. I think Brooks is going to be probably a good player. He is from Texas Tech. He's 6 feet, but he is 240 pounds. He's actually extremely athletic for being 240 pounds. Like I expected, probably like 220, around the same size as Patrick Queen, but he is bigger. And Brooks, I think he's he's like okay, but they do have Bob Wagner. They have KJ Wright. I think they should have gone elsewhere in the 1st round, in my opinion, just in general. Obviously, those guys are old and aging. They want replacement, but they probably replace KJ Wright like probably next year. And obviously, they had Michael Kendricks, who I don't even know if he's going to play next year. That insider trading thing I know about, I have no idea how that's going. But Brooks, I don't know if he's going to start. I don't know if they're going to, because I know Seattle runs a lot of base defense, which is one of their biggest flaws as a team. They just run too much base. But if you're going to play Jordan Brooks as a rookie starter, I think that's a terrible idea. But if you're going to switch up philosophy and become more of like a nickel-based team, have him more behind Wright and Wagner and be a backup for a year, and then maybe replace KJ Wright with him, or maybe just play him ahead of KJ Wright next year and keep Wright on the team, I think that's like a situation to work out. But if you're gonna start Brooks his rookie year, it's a terrible idea. I don't think it'll work out, and I think it's just gonna probably screw up his career. And Seattle has a really big history of really bad first round draft picks. Like just last year, L.J. Collier, they drafted Rashad Penny. Like they don't have a good history of these first round picks in the past few years. And obviously they had good in the past, like Earl Thomas, but just like right now, I don't understand this pick. And there's Patrick Lee on the board. He's a much better first year starter than Jordan Brooks would be. So either they're transitioning to nickel, or they're re-signing Michael Kendricks or something, because I just don't think he's a starting caliber player in his rookie year. And then they traded up for Darrell Taylor from Tennessee, and this again a questionable pick. They obviously need a pass rusher. They drafted Collier, failed miserably. This is pretty much the exact same thing. I don't get this pick. Taylor is okay. He's 6'4", 267. I think he's extremely similar to Collier, and it's just average. He's not. I don't think he's worth number one. I don't think he's worth trading up for, and I just don't think he's that great in the first place. And there are better players on the board. You could about AJ Epinesa. If you want a pass rusher, draft AJ Epinesa, not Darrell Taylor. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't get it. I don't get Seattle's draft philosophies. I don't know. He's raw. He has potential, I guess, but I just think Seattle should have gone AJ Epinesa. It just doesn't make sense for them to, like, they keep doing this. They keep drafting these guys who they think they can probably develop. I mean, they have that defense, like that past, but like it just isn't working out recently, and I don't think it's gonna work out with these guys either. Jordan Brooks and Darrell Taylor are both athletic, raw players, and they might be thrust in the starting roles as rookies that they aren't ready for. There's a big problem. And also, draft offensive line. Like, where's the offensive lineman? I would rather wait on linebacker. It's like the 4th round or something, or 3rd round. Wait out linebacker. Draft like an AJ Epinesa. Right, Epinesa was available. You could have gotten him in 2nd. I would have gone lineman in the 1st. I would have gone Josh Jones. You could have add Dwayne Brown, play Jones at right tackle. It doesn't make sense to me. Seattle's drafts never make any sense to me. And I don't think either of these guys, Jordan Brooks or Darrell Taylor, I think they both have potential, but their first year starters, their careers are fucked. They're screwed. I just don't trust that. But then they did get a very good player in the 3rd round. They got Damian Lewis out of LSU. He's a little short, but he is very strong. He's 327, so he's fine in the weight department. And with he's a mauling player. He's a great run blocker. He's okay in pass protection. I think they should have gone for a more pass protection type guy. But I do really like Damian Lewis. I think he's a fantastic football player, fantastic run blocker. He fits what Seattle wants to do. And he's actually pretty athletic for his size. He's good at power. I don't have too much. I think I'll probably. Actually, I just realized I put in my draft skills video. I don't think I did. I probably should have. Because I thought I should have been like a 2nd round prospect. But I guess 3rd round's not that big of a drop off. But I am kind of sad Seattle got him. But I mean, they did need a guard. I know they cut DJ Fluker, which I don't get. He went to the Ravens, of course, which is just annoying at this point. The Ravens keep getting all these finesses and steals from not even just a draft, but now at this point, free agency. And they got lucky that they ended up paying Michael Brockers on the money they paid him, or try to pay him. But Damian Lewis, he's going to be a superstar for it out, or not a superstar, but he's going to be a stud off of the lineman. He's going to be great for the Seahawks, and I'm sure they're looking forward to having him as that big mauler. And we'll see what spot he even plays with Fluker being gone. I don't know why they cut Fluker. It doesn't make sense. Seattle doesn't make sense to me. And they tried to Colby Parkinson. This is another like potential type player. He is 6'7" from Stanford, and when you're 6'7", they're probably looking for that Jimmy Graham they tried to get and fail miserably with. They're probably looking for like a Gronk type, Jimmy Graham, guys like that with big frames. They have a big catch radius. They can go up and try and catch passes. We'll see if he can develop. I'm not expecting much from Colby Parkinson, but hey, I'm willing to take a chance on that. Maybe not the 4th round, but I think it's worth it to take a chance on a guy like Colby Parkinson. If you have 6-7 tight ends on the board, I think you should go with him. It's a good chance for just a big impact. If he can he'll be a good red zone target and just big. He's big catch radius player. And then in the 4th round, again, your second, 4th round pick here, we'll take DJ Dallas. Now, I think this is a very good pick for Seattle. Or not really very good, but okay. He's easily fast. He's a good playmaker. He's athletic. He is actually, I think he's pretty balanced running back. He's pretty decently speedy, decently. He's like, if I had a dollar for every time I said decent, probably be probably $200 at this point. But anyways, DJ, he's okay. He's just okay at everything pretty much. He's a little fast. He's like above average in torsion speed, and he's okay in making moves, okay in power game, okay as a receiver. He was a former receiver actually, so you expect him to be a little better than he is, but he is decent. He's a good. I said it. I didn't quite say it, but I almost said it. But he's okay in general. He's just okay, but he is a very good compliment to a guy like Chris Carson, who is a pure power back. And then I think he probably end up being better where John Penny is. Penny is just not working out for Seattle, but DJ, he's a good returner as well. Yeah, actually, I had 74 yards per return, it says here, which is pretty impressive. But I mean, it's probably their best pick so far. Damian Lewis, but then probably their second best pick at this point, or at least their second most impactful in DJ Dallas. He's just a good backup running back, really. He's not gonna be a starter, I don't think. He'll never be a starter. He's really just like a playmaker, pretty much. A guy you just throw out in open space, see what you can do. Next is another pick. I actually think this is probably gonna. I think this guy will end up being better than Darrell Taylor, Alton Robinson from Syracuse, and he is very, very, very athletic. More athletic than Brooks is even, and they're both Brooks. Well, I guess more athletic than Brooks too, but I mean more athletic than Taylor. But Robinson, he's extremely athletic. He's extremely raw. He's very raw, and you're gonna have to teach him to use his power more, and be able to just teach him more pass rushing moves. But with him being a 5th round pick and likely not being thrust into the starting lineup like I think Darrell Taylor is going to be, I think he actually has a chance to develop and learn those things and actually become a good defensive lineman. And eventually I think he'll overtake Taylor and Collier and all those other guys on the Seattle defensive line to end up being their best starter at some point. Now, I don't think his rookie year he'll be the best, or maybe even his second year, but I think eventually he's going to develop into a very good player. He's a good run defender, which is good to see from a guy who's like the first fastest lineman in the draft. Usually guys like that are pure pass rushers. This guy actually could play the run, and he's gonna be okay. I think he'll be an okay pass rusher his rookie year, but as he develops more and more, I think he'll end up being a pretty good pass rusher. And this guy has a really good upside, high upside. He has a good chance to become a star player on the Seattle defense. He could be that Cliff Averill, like the prime Cliff Averill that they had back in the past. I think Alton Robinson. I think their 5th round pick will be better than their 2nd round pick. That's not unheard of, but you just don't like seeing that if you're Seattle. But at least you got somebody good. Then I've already said I don't know much about this guy, but Freddie Swain from Florida, and this is another Florida player. Just that I've talked about. I feel like just talked about Florida today. Florida State, Cam Akers, Florida, Van Jefferson. And this guy from Florida. I guess that's 3. Or I guess 2 from Florida, 1 from Florida State. Don't get mad at me, whatever. But Freddie Swain, he's just gonna be a guy who they develop pretty much behind their receivers. They don't really have much of a receiver. They have DK Metcalf, of course, but other than that, I know that Baldwin retired way long ago, before the year even started. I remember making fun of that because I was like, oh, now DK Metcalf can learn how to run routes, and the DK Metcalf became arguably the best rookie receiver besides AJ Brown and Tio Samuel. Those are the 3 that are competing for that top receiver spot. But anyways, Seattle, they're a little thin at receiver, I'd say. And I know they had a bunch of 6th round undrafted rookies playing last year at the end of the year. It's really bad. But they got their 6th round pick, I guess, Freddie Swain. He's 6 foot 197. He's pretty good speed. He has okay slot receiver. He's not good. I just don't think he's gonna be anything special. And with them drafting DJ Dallas, who's already a decent returners guy, I said it again. But anyways, I think this guy, I just don't think Swain's gonna be anything special at all. I don't trust him really. Or, I guess it's not really I don't trust him, I just don't think he's going to be that good. I just don't think he can develop that much. Especially with them not having any like veteran, star, good receivers really in that room to help teach him. But we'll see what becomes of Freddie Swain. Receiver, Florida. Their final pick was tight end Stephen Sullivan. Another tight end, don't really get it. He was one of the fastest tight ends in the class. He never really did that great at LSU. Yes, he's 6'5", he's fast, he has the talent. This draft is a lot about just talent. They got, I'm just gonna go through it again really quick. They got a lot of raw players. They have Jordan Brooks, he's extremely raw, he's athletic, he's great athleticism, but I don't think he's ready to play day one, but he will, if he has a chance to develop behind guys, I think he has a chance to be a good player. Darrell Taylor, similar situation, he's extremely athletic, extremely raw. He's someone who wants to play as a backup and have him develop behind players. Damian Lewis, I think, is probably the only player in this class, so I think it's going to be an immediate starter. And he has really good upside. Colby Parkinson, he's 6'7", very tall. He has that upside to be a big play threat in the red zone. And if you could develop him to like similar to like Jimmy Graham, I think he was a 3rd round pick. This guy's a 4th round pick. He could become like Jimmy Graham possibly. I don't think he's quite as athletic as Jimmy Graham ever was, but he's similar in size. You can see that's another good upside pick. DJ Dallas, another good upside pick. He's from Miami. They have a lot of good running backs there in Miami. They have a good history of that. DJ Dallas, he might end up becoming one of those. He's gonna probably end up just being a backup of Chris Carson, but if you have him as a 3rd down back, make catches out of the backfield, he has good upside there. Allen Robinson, I guess probably the best upside of anyone in this entire class for Seattle. He's extremely athletic, really raw. He's similar to Darrell Taylor. I think he's even better than Taylor. He's a better run stopper coming out. And I think you just have to really just polish his pass rushing moves. Freddie Swain, probably they're just their worst pick. I just don't see the upside or the immediate talent. And then there's Stephen Sullivan. He's extremely fast, athletic, raw, tight end. And I mean, they're blowing flyers out of tight end, I guess. I don't know why they would take 2 tight ends in this class. I kind of get it with Sullivan. He's fast. He's got the size. He's got all the tools. He just needs to learn how to use them. He's probably never going to be a good run blocker, never going to be a elite like tight end, but I guess he has a shot at being something. And I mean, with them having guys like Will Disley on our roster, I don't know if you really need that. I don't know who's the other guy. Jacob Hollister. I don't know who's on their team at this point really, or at least at the tight end room. I don't know who's on their roster, but it's just their tight end room. I guess it's not. They just don't have a lot of upside in the tight end room, so I guess it makes sense. Gabe Sullivan and Parkinson are both high upside picks. And overall, just see how they just went for a really high upside draft, and it hasn't really gone well for them recently. And I think they should have at least gone for a couple sure things. They did get Damian Lewis, but other than that, they really went just pure raw potential type players. And if any of these guys are immediately for the rest of the start lineup, that's an L. But that's it for the NFC West in-depth look at grade, or in-depth look at the drafts. See you guys next time. This is a long video, goddamn. But peace out, everybody. Hope you have a good day. If you like and subscribe, or I guess have a good day, night, evening, morning, as I always say. Adios.